Hello, Berengerpeas. So some of you have asked me if we are going to have more read alouds being posted. So I thought I would go ahead and record a new one today. I want to try to record them pretty often, maybe once a week or every other week. I don't want to fly through all the books we have, so I'll try to pace myself, but I do want to make sure you have tons of read alouds to keep you entertained. So hopefully you'll enjoy this one today. So today I will be reading The Day You Begin. This is a great book. This was donated by Jennifer. So Jennifer, if you're watching, thank you so much for donating to our classroom library. This is a wonderful book and it's illustrated so beautifully. It was written by Jacqueline Woodson and it was illustrated by Rafael Lopez, and they did a really wonderful job. So I'm excited to read this with you today. So let's get started. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. See this girl walking into, I'm guessing, her classroom, right? She looks a little nervous. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curls of your hair. Here she is with her classmates nearby. Right? She looked a little nervous, maybe a little uncomfortable. There will be times when no one understands the way the words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Sorry, my alarm went off. Wanted to make sure that didn't interrupt. Okay, so here he is. So you see when he's sharing his story about coming from Venezuela, he looks so happy. He's telling the tales of his story, his move here, and he looks very excited to be sharing that. And then over here, he looks very sad because the teacher had to tell everyone to stop being so mean. They were laughing at him. Rigoberto, from Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming, the first bright notes of a song. Look how beautiful. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller. When the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer? Tell the class your story." "We went to France," Shayla says. "These shells came from a beach in Maine." A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. "My whole family went to India." "Mine went to Spain." "South Carolina." Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey, their travels going on and on. They are all sharing about their souvenirs. Jonathan with his little jar of shells, and Shayla has her little Eiffel Tower souvenir from France. I didn't say the name of this girl, but she has what looks to be a scarf or something. Very pretty. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she'd fallen asleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? Here she is, hanging out the window of her room, her little sister asleep behind her. There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. Here she is with her lunchbox, looking a little embarrassed or shy as everyone else around her stares. Whenever when even your own friend Nadia will wrinkle her nose and say, "What is in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't even remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. Here she is. Her friend's got a sandwich and is staring at her lunch, all confused. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, and the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. That's what the kids are saying. How rude. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. Ever feel like that? I think we all do sometimes, right? All that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't get what you're ready for. He's staring at his reflection in the water. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you, until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister, you tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. Reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Very cool. So here she is, telling her story now. She's feeling kind of brave, right? And over here, she is with her little sister. All the stuff too you can see in the background here, because she said she felt like she got to go everywhere. So there's mountains and palm trees and a whale and all different kinds of stuff. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. Here she is now. She's got this little smile on her face because she realized she has some things in common with her classmate, right? And they're all smiling back at her. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter, your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. Here they are now, they're buds, right? The end. Here she is with her new friends. I hope that you enjoyed this book. I really like this book. To me, I think the message is great that we shouldn't surround ourselves entirely with people just like us, because that's not very fun, right? I mean, it's always fun when you meet someone and you're excited because you have a lot in common, and that's great. It's fantastic to have people that you have things in common with, right? But it's also important that you love everyone, that you don't just surround yourself with people that are just like you, because then how are you going to grow, right? It's when we have people in our lives that have differences, so different interests. Maybe they like different games, different food. Maybe they're from somewhere different than you. Maybe they speak a different language than you. It's times like that that we realize we grow more when we open up our circle of friends to everyone and not just a few people, right? So I hope you learned something from this book and that you enjoyed it and that you feel like you are loved and supported by your circle of people in your life. And you feel more like she did at the end of the book, right? Where she had some great friends, and at the beginning where she was shy and nervous and maybe felt a little on the outside. So I hope that you don't feel like that you feel very confident in the people in your life. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be posting more soon. So make sure you click on our Canvas page on the YouTube channel tab. You can always come and visit our channel here and see the videos that I share with you all. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye, bees.